Ben Anderson travels to Yemen to visit the Houthi militia, an enemy of Al-Qaeda that is far from America's friend. This is his debrief.
I mean, it'd be nice to think that the Houthis fought Al-Qaeda for ideological reasons, but their motto is, God is great, death to America, death to Israel, damn the Jews, victory for Islam. So I think it's long-running rivalries rather than ideological differences. So while it's good news that they did defeat Al-Qaeda from the territory they control, the bad news is that on some of the major issues that might worry the West, they have no difference at all. We didn't see any direct evidence of Iranian support for the Houthis, but everyone you speak to says on some level it's happening. The conflict there wasn't sectarian to begin with, but certainly Saudi Arabia and Iran became involved later on, making it sectarian and making it yet another front in the wider Saudi-Iran Sunni-Shiite battle. There were, lots of young rebel fighters, heavily armed, and I've never been anywhere and seen so many weapons as there were in Yemen. And we were the first film crew ever to go there, so they weren't used to having us around. So it felt like if we pushed our luck a bit too much, we could have been in serious trouble. Being around the unexploded munitions, I've been around them a few times now, so I think I know how to be careful enough around them, not to feel that any of them are going to go off by mistake. I mean, the big worry is that when you see cluster bomb shells, as we did, you know that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of the small bomblets that come inside cluster bombs, spread out all over the place. That's why so many civilians are killed by cluster bombs, because these little bomblets are left around for months and years after the main bomb is dropped. So, yeah, whenever we got out of the car and walked around, I was definitely watching where I was walking very carefully. Their song, their motto, would make you think they hate Westerners. Actually, I don't think they do. And there was even some sort of awkwardness when I confronted some of the leadership about their motto, which says, death to America, death to Israel, damn the Jews. It might sound like I'm being an apologist, but honestly, they did meet an American. They had no problem with him whatsoever. I'm sure they could meet an American Jew. I'm sure they could meet an Israeli Jew, and they'd be perfectly civil. Their motto, I think, is more about opposing what the then president Ali Abdullah Saleh did, which was sign up unconditionally to the war on terror. I think they were just making themselves the opposite of him, rather than having a genuine hatred for Westerners. I don't believe the Houthis have any interests whatsoever outside of the borders of Yemen. Like a lot of these movements, they sound and look very scary. I mean, like the Taliban in many ways. No real interest outside their own borders. Of course, that changed when the Taliban hosted Al-Qaeda, and that's the worry, is that Yemen could become such a broken down, failed state that it could be home to people who could attack the West. But certainly the Houthis' record is that whenever they've taken control of an area, they have removed Al-Qaeda completely and haven't had plans to attack the West themselves.